All right, now we're moving ahead to verses 12 and 13. Jude says, "These are the men who are hidden wreaths in your love feast, when they feast with you without fear, caring for themselves, clouds without water, carried along by winds, autumn trees without fruit, doubly dead, uprooted. He calls them wild waves of the sea, casting up their own shame like foam, wandering stars, for whom the black darkness has been reserved forever." This is not good language being used of them, and they're basically being called snakes. This is descriptive of what we call an apostate. See, you guys think that just because someone says that they're a Christian and because they go to a church, that makes them a Christian, and maybe they've done it for many, many years. But at the end of the day, this is what the fact of the matter is. If you are no longer a professing believer, if you're even on a social media platform bashing your previous faith, just preaching completely left of what you formerly professed to believe, that is evidence that you were never a believer. You were never one of us. Sure, you may have taught in Sunday school, you may have partaken in the Lord's Supper, but you did all that in vain. You did it for no reason. You see, the same verses that support what an apostate is, people who don't understand want to cherry pick those verses and say, see, these are talking about people who used to be a believer, but you miss the whole point. You don't understand. These are people who have crept in, maybe not seriously or literally, but figuratively. These are people who are within the congregation who are not really of the congregation, which is why Jude is this. He's saying that these are the type of people that you have to fight for. You have to fight against to support your faith or to defend your faith. Remember, he started this off by saying you guys have to contend for your faith. You have to contend for this thing. You have to strive for this thing, because there are people like this who are coming up from amongst you, and what they want to do is destructive. It is destructive to you, and it is destructive to themselves. It is destructive to the congregation. It is destructive to themselves. Now, check this out. He's talking about these agape feasts, or these love feasts. This is a reference to communion. This is what communion was, the Eucharist. It was the love feast. This is why the Corinthians were abusing this, and that's why Paul wrote 1st and 2nd Corinthians to them. You know what I'm saying? To correct that. But the point is, these are people who are sharing in the things in the sacraments that we call holy, the things that we call dear to us. These guys are partaking in that, and they don't care. They don't care for themselves. They're clouds without waters. They're carried along by winds, carried about by every wind of doctrine, as Paul says in his letters. But I want to highlight this though. He calls in the LSB, it's translated, these men who are hidden reefs. Okay, what's that all about? The KJV calls them spots. Same with the New King James. ESV also says hidden reefs. And the New International Version calls them blemishes. Now, the word Jude uses is this word spilates, and it is defined as a rock in the sea, the ledge, or a reef, which is why the LSB and the ESV translators chose to go with a hidden reef. But tropically, or metaphorically, it's used of men who by their conduct damage others morally, wreck them as it were, equivalent to scandala. Now, let me ask you this. What word do you think scandala is? All right, so the word scandalon is, according to Thayer's Greek lexicon, a purely biblical word. A biblical and ecclesiastical word. But it's also where we get the word scandal. What a scandal is, you feel me? I believe scandalizo, like this, scandalon, this is a noun, but scandalizo is like I cause to stumble, or I cause to stumble. It's a verb. So notice it's properly the movable stick or trigger of a trap stick, a trap, a snare, any impediment placed in the way, and causing one to stumble or fall. It is a stumbling block, occasion of stumbling. And look at this, Petra Skandalou, a rock of stumbling, or a rock of offense. Used metaphorically as any person or thing by which one is entrapped or drawn into error or sin. So as we come back to the text of Jude, as he calls them hidden reefs, we see all that goes into what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys are beginning to really understand that real Bible study is more than just reading the text for what it says in the English translation. At the same time, this should be fun. This is fun to me. I enjoy doing it, which is why I take the time to create these videos and to do these studies with y'all, because I genuinely enjoy doing it. Always have, and I believe always will. Like, I obviously love doing it. I still do it despite not getting a ton of views, not getting a ton of likes, not getting a ton of engagement. And I appreciate each and every person who does engage with the content. And when I say engage, I mean like actually leaves a comment, actually leaves some feedback, not just someone who just watches the video. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing the people. I appreciate the people tremendously who let me know that they are actually getting value from the things that I'm giving. You get it? Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Sorry I'm not always able to get back to you guys immediately. Usually I get you guys' messages when I'm at work. And, I really shouldn't be on my phone while I be at work. But, it is what it is. I see y'all, and as soon as I be able to, I get back to y'all. So, anyways, y'all, we'll catch y'all in part 8. Is it part 8 at this point? Whatever it is, I will catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.